Welcome. This is R. Dharani, Assistant Professor in the Department of ECE at the JJ College of Engineering and Technology. Today we will discuss about the topic signals and system. First, we will know about what is meant by signal. Signal is a pattern of variation of some form of energy. That means it's a variable that carry information. Some of the examples of signals are electrical signals, acoustic signals, mechanical signals, and video signals. In electrical signals, voltage and currents are the variables. In acoustic signals, the pressure over time is the variable. And in mechanical signal, if the velocity of car moves with the time, that means the signal. In video signals, we represent the in the form of pixels. Then what is meant by signal and how it is represented? Signals are represented as a function of one or more independent variables. In black and white signals, the signals are dependent on the coordinates x and y with the time, and the signals are the function of single variables also. If the function will be single variable, then it is a one-dimensional signal, and it depends on two or more variables. It is a two-dimensional signal. Next, we will discuss about the continuous and discrete time signals. If the signals are represented in continuous time signal, means the values will be continuous in over all the times. In most of the real world applications, we use the continuous time signals. If the signal is discrete time signal, means the values will be sampled at some rate. This sampling can be done using the sampling process. If the signal output depends on more than one independent variables, then it is a multidimensional signals. Next, we will see about the signal properties. Signal properties are majorly periodic signals, even and odd signals, exponential and sinusoidal signals, step and pulse signals. If this periodic signals, a signal is periodic if it repeats itself after a fixed period. That is, x of t equal to x of t plus t for all t. X of a of sin t signal is also a periodic signal. Even and odd signal. A signal is even if x of minus t equal to x of t. That is, it is reflected in the axis at 0. A signal is odd if x of minus t equal to minus x of t. The examples are cos of t and sin of t signals are the even and odd signals. Next up, we will discuss the exponential and sinusoidal signal. A signal is exponential if it can be represented as x of t equal to c into e power at. A signal is complex exponential. It can be represented in the form, but c and a are complex numbers. Next, we will see the step and pulse signal. A pulse signal is one which is nearly completely zero apart from a short spike. D of t. A step signal is 0 up to a certain time and then a constant value after that time u of t. This properties defines a large class of tractable useful signals and will be further considered in the coming lectures. The basic elementary signals are exponential signal, sinusoidal signal, unit impulse signal, and unit step signal. First of all, we will see the exponential signal. The exponential signal given by an equation x of t equal to e power at is a monotonically increasing function if a greater than 0 and is a decreasing function if a less than 0. In this flow graph, we will see the exponential signal. Next, we will saw the sinusoidal signal. The sinusoidal continuous time periodic signal is given by the equation x of t equal to a sine of 2 pi ft. The different parameters are angular frequency in radians, omega equal to 2 pi f, frequency in hertz, amplitude in volts, and period in seconds t. The unit impulse signal. The unit impulse signal, usually represented as the diarc delta function, is given by del of t. Del of t equal to 1 if t equal to 0. Next, the unit step signal. The unit step signal is represented by the function u of t. U of t equal to 1 if t greater than or equal to 0. Otherwise, the value will be 0. Next one, the ramp signal. The unit ramp function usually represented as r of t. R of t equal to t. R of t equal to t if t greater than or equal to 0 and 0 otherwise. That means if t less than 0, the r of t value also be 0. Next, we will discuss about the system. System is nothing but a process. System is nothing but a process input signal to produce output signal. That means if we give the signal input signal, the output will be appeared at the receiver end. This system is called as a system. For example, a circuit involving a capacitor can be viewed as a system that transforms the source voltage to the voltage signal across the capacitor. In the CD player, that takes the signal on the CD and transform it into a signal sent to the loudspeaker. And in communication system is generally composed of three subsystems: the transmitter, the channel, and the receiver. The channel typically attenuates and adds noise to the transmitted signal, which must be processed at the receiver. These are the signals. These are the system that produce the output signals. These are the examples of the system. Next, we saw about the how system is represented. A system takes a signal as an input and transforms it into another signal. That means x of t is given to the system and the y of t output will be obtained. In a broad sense, a system can be represented as the ratio of the output signal over the input signal. That way, when we multiply the system by the input signal, we get the output signal. Next, the properties of the system. In this course, we will particularly interested in signals with certain properties. The properties are causal, linear, time invariance. Causal is a system if the output at a time only depends on input values up to that time. In linear system, if the output at the scaled sum of two input signal is the equivalent scaled sum of outputs. In time invariant system, a system is time invariant if the system output is the same given the same input signal regardless of time. These properties define a large class of tractable useful systems and will be further in the classes. Classification of system. System are classified into the following characteristics: linear and non-linear system, time invariant and time variant system, static and dynamic system, causal and non-causal system, stable and unstable system. In linear system, a system is said to be linear when it satisfies the superposition and homogeneous principles. Consider the two systems with the inputs as x1 of t and x2 of t and output as y1 of t and y2 of t respectively. Then, according to the superposition of homogeneous principles, t of a1 into x1 of t plus a2 into x2 of t equal to a1 into t of x1 of t plus a2 into t of x2 of t. Therefore, t of a1 of x1 of t plus a2 x2 of t equal to a1 into y1 of t plus a2 into y2 of t. In this, y1 of t equal to t of x1 of t. In y2 of t equal to t of x2 of t. That's the superposition principles applied in the system, and it will be the system is be as linear. Next, we will see the time invariant and time invariant system. A system is said to be time variant if its input and output characteristics vary with the time. Otherwise, the system is considered as a time invariant. The condition for time invariant system is y of n comma t equal to y of n minus t. The condition for time variant system is y of n comma t not equal to y of n minus t. That means if the system is said to be time variant, output and input vary with the time. If invariant means the output does not vary with the time. Static and dynamic system. Static system is a memoryless system, whereas the dynamic system is a memory system. Example, y of t equal to 2x of t. For a present value t equal to 0, the system output y of 0 equal to 2x of 0. Here the output is only dependent on the present input. Hence the system is memoryless or static. In example 2, y of t equal to 2x of t plus 3 into x of 3 minus t minus 3. For the present input t equal to 0, the system output is y of 0 equal to 2x of 0 plus 3x of minus 3. Here, x of minus 3 is a past value for the present input for which the system requires memory to get this output. Hence, the system is said to be a dynamic system. Next, we will see the causal system. A system is said to be causal if its output depends upon present and past input and does not depend upon future input. For non-causal system, the output depends upon future input also. In the example, y of n equal to x of 2x of t plus 3x of t minus 3. For present value t equal to 1, the system output y of 1 equal to 2 into x of 1 plus 3 into x of minus 2. Here the system output only depends upon present and past value, hence the system is causal. If the system depends upon the future value, means then it is the non-causal system. Next, stable system. The system is said to be stable only when the output is bounded for bounded input. For a bounded input, if the output is unbounded in the system, then it is unstable. If the stable system means the output bounded for the bounded input, and for the unstable system means the output is unbounded with the bounded input. Note, for a bounded signal, amplitude is finite. For example, y of t equal to x squared of t, let the input is u of t, then the output u of t equal to u squared of t. That means u of t. It is a bounded output. So hence the system is stable. This is the topics we will discuss in this lecture. We will discuss the other topics in the future lectures. Thank you.